I'm Bill DeMott. This is the Bill DeMott Experience.
Hi.
This really is the Bill DeMott Experience. Bill DeMott, Billy DeMott. No Lacey, no Casey. The Cornavaca. Mom's back to work. Casey's been working. You're finishing up school, homeschool.
Yeah.
This is truly this is the Bill DeMott Experience. Well, that's it, I'm done. The Summer of Bills has almost begun.
Yeah.
Tell people what the Summer of Bills is.
We're going on a trip.
We think we're going on a trip. What's the Summer of Bills?
It's just you and me.
Yeah, this is when we screw up the household. We turn everything completely upside down because the summertime is when Butchie and I spend the most time together, and it's like, for all those who are listening on iTunes and SoundCloud and everything, for all those who truly know me and grew up with me, add my son to that equation, and we really are. We're like, we blow this house up, don't we? We make everyone crazy for some reason every day, because we do spend so much time together. He he definitely has my mannerisms and my sense of humor, and it blows up on us sometimes, doesn't it? We get yelled at quite a bit, but the Summer of Bills is in front of us. I'm excited. I really am. We're talking about him and I just throwing the tents in the truck, throwing the tents and the fishing poles and something, maybe just bailing out, giving everybody else a couple days break. And wherever the truck takes us, we'll just camp out for the night and do that. That threw up big red flags with your mom, didn't it?
What?
Because she loves to camp.
Yeah.
She goes, "What about me?" It's the summer Bills.
Yeah.
It's like, no, E-Man Woman Haters Club. No chicks allowed. Right?
Yeah.
That didn't go over well. We'll see how that works out. We'll have to keep everybody updated on the podcast. But a lot going on. We missed last week.
2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I know why we missed last. It's just with everything coming, we're trying to stay so busy that when you get, now you have that downtime, it's like, what do you want to do? I don't know. We're the first couple weeks, it's okay, we'll do this day, this day. And we kind of got the landscaping done, right?
Yeah.
We've got the outside work done. We've got the inside work done. We've done some stuff inside the house. And now mom's back to work, so that kind of changes the dynamic again, as we all got used to something for 6-7 weeks like that. Now it's changing again. I had a question for you.
Yeah.
I raised you your whole life.
Yeah.
And told you that men shake hands and look each other in the eye, right?
Yeah.
Well, now we've come to a point now where there's no more shaking hands, right? A lot of people are saying the handshake may go away because of the virus, and just because of being healthy and not touching as much as we used to. I mean, what do you think? Where do you go now? I mean, to me, that's a big thing. We ran it, as we're feeding the police station last week. Your first instinct is to go up and thank them for what they're doing, and you can't do that. So it's what does it become? Because even like, here at home, that's the running joke now. We pound it. We don't touch each other. I mean, but what do you do now?
You just nod your head.
Just nod your head. So the thing we told you not to do because it's rude, right? Not that's rude. You look somebody in the eye and say, introduce yourself. That's going to be the norm.
Yeah.
Crap. That's 54 years down the toilet. Like it's not a big deal for you young guys. It's us older people who have to get used to the new normal now. It goes against all the rules now. But picking it up like mom says it's changed for her. Um, she works in that salon business where
Mm.
3 and 4 women at a time waiting for her, and she's got she's processing 2 and cutting 1, and now she's had to slow her. She literally does 1 person at a time, and then moves on. And she said it's changed for her, but and she said maybe the change is better, a little bit more. It's less hectic,
Mm.
that kind of thing. And I think she's managing her books a little bit different as far as appointments, because she's a pleaser, and if she can get 42 people in a day, she will. But now she realizes it doesn't work that way, and I think people are starting to understand it doesn't work that way either. And
Tournaments are starting.
that's the big thing is baseball. We've had a few practices, split teams, right? Coaches
Yeah,
groups. We split the team in half, and 6 guys at a time, so we're not all grouped together. But we've had a couple of what I call half practices,
Yeah.
and that's good. And we have a tournament whenever it's, I don't know when this will air, but it's Monday. What's today's date?
The 20th.
No, I don't think it's the 20th. It's the 18th. It says it right there in front of us, right on the calendar. Monday the 18th. So we have a scrimmage today. The weather's kind of playing with us. A little bit of rain, maybe not, but baseball's back, which gets these kids out and going again. But again, we don't know what we're playing to as far as who's going to be allowed. We hear from the different tournaments and the people from the state and nationally, because we're ranked. Your team is not ranked nationally, so we hear from the national tournaments how they're going to proceed with it. So it'll be interesting to see what the weather holds up. But this week's a good week for you. Tournament, 1 or 2 days of practice, depending on weather, and then another tournament in Vieira just coming up Saturday, Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see how things coming back. They're talking about MLB going to be playing to know people. Everything's very interesting. The NASCAR. I think of all the things, NASCAR is going to come out ahead of the game, because I said it the other night. And I don't mean it to. I don't know. I'm not saying it funny. You're watching the cars. A lot of people there for the experience of being there live. We've been there live. It's very cool. In the Daytona 500, super cool. But you can get the race in and the same effects at TV, because I'm kind of over. Right now, I'm kind of over wrestling in front of no audience. Right? It's kind of lost its flavor a little bit. Hats off to all the performers and everybody who's still doing it. Let's see. It's be very interesting going into these seasons of financial stuff and what these states are doing and these teams are doing, to see how they hold up. But I know right now the big thing for you is getting back to baseball, and thank goodness that's coming. So we're gonna, so even now, so as that changes, the Build Them Out experience will change. We'll keep shooting for the weekly podcast and getting it out there. And then some weeks it'll be you and I, and maybe we'll get an extra one in here or there. And then maybe sometimes Mom will jump in, or Casey will jump in, and sometimes it'll just be Dad doing this thing. And I'll probably wait for it to do my own thing where I can talk about more serious stuff. I'll give you something serious. Here's a question I'm going to ask you, as a young athlete who looks up to pro athletes. What do you think when we're talking, and because you know how Dad is, and when we talk at the foundation, and Dad goes out and talks to people about decisions and bullying and texting and social media and things like that after my career and the things I've learned and how kind of the world works right now. What do you think about these guys this past week, who are getting in trouble for stupid stuff? I mean, what does that really do to a kid like you who looks up to and wants to become a pro athlete?
Um, I don't know. It lets down like the team that they're on.
Yeah.
Because then they lose their players. And uh, I don't know. It just is like stupid.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I talk to athletes about pro teams and college teams and high school teams and things like that is why work that hard to get to where you wanted to be to do something stupid? And what they got in trouble for is really stupid,
Yeah.
and it's major. And not calling the man stupid, but it's like people say, well, pretty good guy, he just made a bad choice. There's that doesn't float anymore because bad choices are costing people their lives and their income and their name and their following and what teams trust that guy now, right? So and that's why I say to you all the time, as you're growing up in your behavior and how you act with people and stuff, that's what they remember. So by the time you are going to play in high school or people are talking to you and if you become a decent athlete and people want you to continue to do that, they're going to look back at all the things you've said and done. They're going to go, wait a minute, we can't count on this character. And that's what I tell you boys on the field. Like, I know you idolize these guys, baseball, football, basketball. You know sports inside and out, and then you come and hear about these guys who do that stuff, and does it let you down after a while?
A little bit.
It makes you sour on Does it make you sour on the sport, the team, or just because your situation is a little different because your father talks about this all the time?
Yeah.
So I mean, what does it sour you on? Or if you could say something to that guy, and I'm being serious, if you could say something to that guy, look him in the face, like here's one of the kids who looks up to you, and you could say something, what would you say to him?
Why?
Why? But yeah, and then he answers you and tells you, what would you say to him next?
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because
Yeah.
but it puts you in that spot. It puts you in that spot. You go out and you collect their cards, right? You follow them. You know their stats. You know everything they do, and all of a sudden they're on TMZ or something like that. And I say that wide open because I've been put in that position. And naturally, people read stuff and they jump to conclusions. And you try, you got to try your best nowadays not to let that happen. But I'm always curious when when that stuff comes out, how it affects you. And that's why I always tell you, well, you hear about this guy, you hear about that guy, because you're all over it when they do a stupid interview or say something stupid on social media. Social media is not the best, man. Not the best way to portray yourself sometimes. But school's almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
This is the last Monday.
this is the last. So here's your thinking.
So I don't have school. I have school Friday, just not Monday next week.
Okay, explain that to me.
I don't know.
You've been out. You had an extended spring break. You've pretty much been out of school since March 8th.
Yeah.
And you have a day off. The week you're supposed to end school.
Yeah.
Next week.
I don't know why.
And I don't get it. But you've passed the 5th grade.
Almost.
Almost. We'll have to wait till they actually say it, right?
Yeah.
Before I believe it. You had a good year. You did. You had a good year, from what I know. Like I said, until I see it. Going into middle school, which upsets your mom.
Yeah.
She's coming to terms with you're actually now 5'2", 125 pounds, and you're not a baby anymore. She'd like to keep you back in the third grade if she could.
No, I'm 5'3", I think.
5'3".
I'm as tall as mom.
So mom's coming to terms with you growing up, and sixth grade is the big. He's not a baby anymore. Which sixth grade to me is the big one because now we really start to get to play around with your sports and the stuff you're doing in church and stuff like that. So it's you got a lot coming up, baseball, and we'll just see it'll be very interesting seeing what the summer holds because we've talked about it before. You and I've been together now, March, April, May. This is May.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to be June, July, August.
All August too.
And now they're talking about not starting school till September. 6.5 months of the bills. I could very well trade places with you in September and shave and go in and wear the same hat that you're wearing. And they go, Billy DeMott? I go, here. And they go, what the hell? I've been home with my dad. He feeds me red meat. No?
No.
You'll be ready. Are you ready for actual school?
I like online school.
You do like online school?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're done in like
an hour and a half.
And then the rest of the day you're basketball, running. Passed a couple workouts this week. Body's been a little sore. Yeah. Why is that? You can sit up straight. Look at people looking at you. They don't even know. For people listening, they don't know, but there's some people who are going to put this on YouTube. Go, why is he hunched over? Because he's beat up. Because he's working out like a champ. That's why mom wanted to go back to work.
So she can stop working out with
I'll work out with you, son. Woo! Does she regret that?
Yeah, probably.
She regretted that big time. She's like, I'm ready to go back to work. But yeah, things have changed. Things are getting back to whatever the normal will be here at the house. The bills of summer are ready to get going. Just a lot of things getting ready for reach out to the schools and get going again. We had a great opportunity for a bus. A dear friend of ours had a bus. She wanted to donate to the foundation, and just because of the times we're in right now, and not knowing, we missed 14 presentations going into the summer because of the virus and schools canceling and things like that. Corporate events we've missed, so we missed 14, 15 events. But anyway, going back to the bus, it's one of the things I've envisioned over the past couple of years is as we go nationwide is to have that piece of transportation with us as kind of like our billboard, and we can take it to events and have it out there and have the things we need handy with us. And as we go across the country, you can take a quick nap in it and stuff like that, and not be worried about driving all night long and things. And that's, we're going to continue to look for that. I always say if there's an RV company or somebody out there who wants to sponsor the foundation for a year, wrap it, put your name on the vehicle along with the foundation. It's, we'll advertise the heck out of you. We're just trying to get it out there in front of all our events and the things that we got going on. But it was a great opportunity. We were honored to have the opportunity. We had to turn it down because of the cost to get it going. The bus had been sitting for a couple of years, so the initial investment to get it going would have been making things tight, as we're grassroots and we survive on donations and sponsorships, and with not a lot of events going on, we don't have a lot coming in. So we had to pass that up, but I'm sure there'll be another opportunity on the way. But I was excited, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was looking at it. You and I went to look at it. It was really a blessing to see that and to see what we have coming up for the foundation down the road. Lots of good things. Always working on the foundation I'm working on my book is almost done. I say almost done because you go back and you start reading what you've done and catch up on it. And so for everybody listening, I'm working on I wrote a book about myself, kind of a tell-all book about Bill DeMott, the first half of my life. I kind of tell on myself and give myself up a little bit and just an honest rendition of how the first part of my life has gone. But the second book I'm writing is a tribute to our Carrie Ann and to the families that are going through the same situation that we are going through and will go through for the rest of our lives. And it's a kind of hopefully it's a motivating book, and it's an information book of things for people to read and know about what really goes on the day-to-day in the process and people's lives. So I'm very I'm not excited about the book. I just think that one's a labor of love, and I'm almost done with it, and hopefully I'll get it done. And by the summertime, we'll have it out, and people can read it, and it'll bring some information and some awareness to what we do. And because I think a lot of people, as you know, because you hear us talk about it, a lot of people think we travel and just talk about drunk, impaired, and distracted driving, and it's not what we do. We never talk about that. We talk about decisions and how they affect people. So we talk about bullying, as we always talk about social media and things like that. So the foundation is doing well. Everybody's healthy. Knock wood. We've had some people close to our family on both sides, Lacey's side and my side, that have been affected by the virus. So while our strength and prayers go out to everyone, right now we're healthy. We're grateful for that. Grateful for our church family that's out there making masks and making a difference and giving blood, and we're feeding the first responders and people on the front lines, and just very proud of our church and the community that we keep doing those things. And I tried to wear my mask in the Publix the other day. How'd that go?
Not good.
It didn't go well.
You lasted 2 minutes in the store.
Casey made the first masks we had because she's very good with her sewing machine. And usually I get from your mom, let's go to the store, which means I drive and sit in the parking lot. One, because it's faster if I don't go. And as we all know, but I said, no, I'm going in this time. So it's you and me and Casey. We went to Publix. I got that thing over my mouth and I'm huffing and puffing. I can't breathe. And then you're huffing and puffing and you can't breathe. I'm going, and what I do, I put it up to so people who are listening on the iTunes, they can't see it, but I drag it to the bottom of my lip. So it's literally covering the top of my nose and my bottom lip. And it looks like an exploding Band-Aid on my face. And I'm going, see that? When we go up the aisle, I'm going straight out the door. And that's what I did. I took that thing off and went straight out the door. I felt like I was in an MRI. So I have the big, what do they call the big sleeves that you pull over your head? Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're called, but I wear that. I'll wear that from now on. I can't put that other thing on. Oh, because Casey made it's like 4 inches thick. You could cough in that thing and blow the back of your neck out. So that didn't work well.
Yeah, so. You want to talk about the squirrel-proof bird feeder?
What are you trying to hurt my feelings? That's what we've been doing all week.
Yeah.
So as we're looking out this window here, we did a lot of work outside. So one of the things we did was Billy ripped down some old planter posts that had been in the ground, and we had a few bird feeders, and Lacey loves to see the bird. We have cardinals here, and mockingjays are here, and all these beautiful birds. So we put the bird feeder on the tree with the big attachment. We got bird food. You know, squirrels. Boom, attack it. Sucker. Eats the bottom of it. It must have been rusted, so he's feeding the squirrels on the bottom. But now I'm obsessed with it. So then I order this other bird feeder that's squirrel proof, and a little water bottle that you can hang next to the bird feeder. And I get the thing. We hang them on the other trees, and now the squirrels are there. So now every day I'm looking for deterrents for these damn squirrels. And we thought it was just one or two squirrels. We have like 32 squirrels.
The count is 7.
And Mom went out this morning. They were sitting on a chair on the porch.
They're on the porch?
Yeah, they're in the chair. There's 2 to a chair, and they're just hanging out. Like, hey, lady, where's the food? So I'm on that's my mission, is to, I haven't seen a bird since.
Yeah.
Before the bird feeders, we had birds. Now bird feeders, no birds.
And now squirrels don't go away because if we bring them inside, they try to get in the screen.
Yeah, and we let Pop outside, and Pop comes out the front door, big chest, boom, 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 and the squirrel was right in front of him on the sidewalk. Pop looked down at the squirrel. The squirrel looked up at Pop. Pop looked down at the squirrel. The squirrel looked up at Pop. The squirrel kept eating the seed, and Pop went to the right of the squirrel. Boom, boom, boom. Squirrel never moved. Anytime a squirrel's seen a dog in the history of the world, they take it off. My dog comes out, offers my dog some bird food. Hey, Pop, you want to sit here and have some bird food with us? So now it's not peaceful now. Now I sit outside looking for ways to get rid of squirrels.
When I do my work, they always scratch at the windows.
But you think it's funny that I keep trying to figure out how to make them squirrel proof.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot.
And you put the lid over the thing.
We got too big dome. They stretch from the tree. They hang from the tree and reach it and hold on to the bottom. So I've got to get it front. I got a post on order. So it's gonna be way away from the trees. So I don't know. We'll keep everybody up to the damn squirrels. There's my cuss word for today. Damn squirrels.
That's
4.
4.
That's 4 times. Well, it's getting better.
Yeah.
And that's it. We got squirrels. That'll keep us busy. You got a week left of school. Baseball's kicked in. Mama's working. Casey's working. Everybody's working. Everybody's healthy. Our last thing not our last thing, but probably the other thing we have, community-wise, is next week we go to Second Harvest. After you made your great commercial for the foundation, you're the businessman.
Next week is June?
About a little over a week. We'll go to Second Harvest and deliver the funds from the sold T-shirts, the sale that we had. So that'll be good, and we'll just keep going. We'll announce the date for the 5K coming up once we get with Titusville. And just, try to get things, take people's minds off of things as we go forward, and then at the same time, try to get back to we'll try to figure out what the new normal is.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. You gonna be more talkative next time?
Yeah.
All right. What else you got?
Nothing.
You just want to play baseball today.
Yeah.
I know it. All right. Well, that's it. Everybody be safe. If you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud, don't forget to follow me on social media. On Twitter, it's @Bill DeMott. And Instagram, it's @Bill DeMott. Facebook, it's the Bill DeMott. And I believe on TikTok, it is Bill DeMott. That's right, I'm on TikTok. I put out funny things. It's funny thing. I put up funny things that my family does. Not even I do.
Yeah, you don't do anything.
I know it. I'm the director of TikTok. But we're out there. Follow us on social media. You'll be kept up on everything we do and things like that. So everybody stay safe. God bless. Appreciate always the support and the fun stuff. Until then, I'm Bill DeMott. This is the Build DeMott experience. Peace.
Peace.